Um, 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 testing, testing. Good. Everything's working up to code and whatever. So let's go ahead and get started here. Not through Prism Launcher, unfortunately, because this isometric perspective mod does not work through Prism Launcher. I don't understand why. Makes me sad. Everything's easier with Prism Launcher, but you know, I could just buy Minecraft Dungeons, but I've said this before. I have Minecraft Dungeons on Xbox, but obviously, my Rari's in the shop. You know what I mean? It's in storage. So, you know, and I have played through Minecraft Dungeons, and it's just not what I want. I want Minecraft with the Dungeons perspective. That's a very interesting combination. I mean, you all see how Minecraft, pretty much everybody who knows Minecraft at this point has seen it from the old, the isometric. Hold on. Right, we've all seen the where you used to get a screen, or be able to get a screenshot of your world, right? I don't know where it is. I don't know what it was called, but kind of like, yeah, isometric screenshots. Minecraft looks cool as hell this way. So, I want to play it that way. I don't just want to see it that way, Dungeons was as close as I could have gotten to something like that. But now we got Dungeons Perspective mod, which allows me to play the actual game like that. So that is, to me, I've definitely talked about this before and wanting it before this mod existed. That's what I want. That would be a very cool way to play it. Somebody went and did it. Okay? And for that, I don't know precisely who made this mod, but thank you. I've been waiting for something like this for a while. So now, I do have diamonds. I can make a diamond sword, but I don't really want to do that until I get an enchantment table down. Which, I could just bone meal the crap out of that all over there. Make a huge sugarcane farm. Just kind of bone meal it and let it grow at some points, But I also don't have enough leather, too. That's not going to be enough. So what I could also do is, maybe go and try and find something like a woodland mansion and just get a bunch of books. But obviously, there's a little chunk of it over here, but I don't really see much more of it outside of that. Maybe I go this way a little more, because I don't really know how biomes work. For me, I assume it's kind of like, imagine like if each of these squares were like I don't know if y'all have ever played Pocket City, but the way you like place down buildings and stuff, I assumed it kind of works in a similar way to that, where it's like a big, portion of the grid that's taken up by, like, let's just say a color in this point. So whatever color Savannah is within that grid would be, the amount of. I don't know how it really works. I'm not a Minecraft technician, but point is, I need books. So I'm thinking about trying to find me a dark forest. This is just a jungle, so I'm gonna go here and maybe go this way. See if I can find the extended part of that biome. See if I can find, because I know woodland mansions have tons of books, so there's no modded structures, so I do have 30 levels. I haven't even found so much as an enchantment book yet. So I'm pretty talkative right now. I just got done ranting, so this commentary will fade out as I become more into the game. And I also just got done working after drinking like an energy boosting drink, so my brain is also just kind of like running right now. And I also could go for that Enderman. But I don't really know if I could survive an Enderman right now, but I don't know. Either way, it's going to be a frustrating walk home because, this game makes the terrain feel very extended. Problem with this isometric view is that you can't always see what lies in front of the cliff because it just, everything is the same size no matter what angle you're viewing it from. So you kind of have to pay extra attention. As you can see, we're probably going to have to put up a fight here with some monsters pretty soon. Where am I? Okay. We're getting there. This is a pretty corny thing to talk about, but I don't particularly want to be famous. You know what I mean? It would be fun and cool, but it would change the way my life works on a fundamental level. And I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I'm ready to handle having an audience or a community of any kind. I mean, let's not forget, I myself am not good at social interactions. So, with people I'm not deeply connected with and have known for years, I can barely go to the mall, without feeling like I'm about to get mugged or something. Just a lack of trust that, I don't know. It's not like I go around perceiving everyone as like a potential criminal, but like, you never really know. From my perspective, that, differs from some perspectives. I don't want to say my perspective is unique. It's definitely, not 100% like, not everybody's going to the mall feeling just concerned with the amount of people that are surrounding them, I guess not that I even feel like, like it's more likely to happen to me, but just feel like you can never be sure, especially in public, closer to bigger cities, poverty rates are higher. I just, and I'm not the richest guy in the world. I literally have like dollars and cents to my name right now. But like, living in the city is just generally worse for you. Like, from what I understand, what I've been told. So, obviously, I'm to assume that, mental health situations aren't going to be perfect. Oh, mine isn't, just a rough world out there right now. God, it's so hard to fight. You kind of get used to it. You kind of get the function down. God, hold on. It's about to get rough. Yeah, that's right, you better run. Oh my god. God, I gotta get out of here. Oh boy. Okay, that skeleton's dead. Getting closer. Take out this zombie. Hope that's not a baby zombie. Okay. Dude, I cannot die right now. Too close. Jeez. Okay. Oh no. 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 Oh my god. Oh, there's another one right over there. Okay, hold on. Let me think. Okay. Need to get out of here right now. It's not going to become 100% easier when I get to the dark forest. But it will when I get to the water. It's right next to the dark forest, so. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, this is getting a little out of hand here. It's okay, we're pretty far from my home, so. Eh. Move. Got a mission here. The mission is to find a woodland mansion that will hopefully have bookshelves. I don't fully understand the layout. Typically explore woodland mansions because they're just kind of like a little boring, but what? This ain't the dark forest. Okay, I'm going this way. Some people like to play through rather quickly. I've actually seen a little video about this. You know, some guy saying it's better to play through slower. But some people play through and they just get exactly what they need, when they need, where they need, yada yada yada. You know, everything done as quickly as possible. I don't have any disrespect for that way of playing. I just like to play a little slower because, you know, fuck, it's really racist thing with the isometric perspective. Come on. Damn it, who cares? If I was gonna do it, I should have done it at the shoreline. Just need to pay attention. Okay, let me see. Actually, I'm Gonna ignore that for now. Let's go ahead and go this way. I kind of want to follow the way it's going, but I kind of doubt that I'm going to find another piece of it on like another island or something. But that's kind of what I'm going for. Maybe on another island that's this way there will be some more, or maybe like after this biome. Don't really know. Going in. I'm gonna go ahead and plop my boat in the water there. See, sometimes it just works fine. Other times it just doesn't at all. Okay, that camera kind of bugs with your head a little bit. Let's see, I know that a good portion of this is jungle, so... Do we have to keep checking the map to make sure I'm going the right way here? You guys gotta admit, I'm pretty good with mod combinations, even if sometimes it's not the most optimized. You can see the vision, you know? I never get the exact vision of what I'm looking for in a Minecraft mod pack. This is probably the closest I've come. I've said that with a few previous ones, but this one is definitely closer than, you know, sometimes I like to go for like the expanded, my perception of the expanded Minecraft world. Other times I like to go for like, you know, I like to go for like 1.12.2 themed, where, you know, back then it's kind of reminds me of like a pixely dungeon crawler, you know, but with Minecraft controls, which, you know, I think is really cool. There's this one VR sword game that I don't really understand the name of. Forgot the name of. It's on itch.io. It's pretty good. I believe it's on itch.io. That is a pretty good example of what I like in a dungeon crawler. You know, pixely graphics. You know, mossy cobblestone looks in older Minecraft. You know, I mean, so yeah, no, this is not what I was looking for. This looks like what I was looking for, so let's go this way. Check that map. It's so hard to do things when you don't even feel like you're going the right way. There we go. So here we are again. Okay, so to some extent I kind of knew, but not, you know, I didn't trust my knowledge on it. Here we are. Let's find ourselves a mansion with frequent checking of the map that isn't loading in at a very great speed. This is weird. Don't know why it's not loading in. Okay, no, this is like a tiny little baby island. Let me try and piece together where the rest of it could possibly be. The biome thing doesn't really help much. Because it just kind of makes it all like. I mean. Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense, but. It's still just more helpful this way. Okay. Let's see here. Man, I'm stumped, man. Maybe this way. There's always a chance that I could just find a completely new one, but, you know, I'm kind of lazy. I don't really want to do that, so... We'll figure it out. We're going this way. One thing I kind of want to add, I'm thinking about, is a controller support mod, but I keep, like, backpedaling on that idea, like, it's gonna be a mess, the way that it controls. You know, it's a little bit of dark forest right here. I'm really thinking about turning around that way. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. Just turn around this way. So we'll go ahead and do that. Go right up to the shoreline there. Sorry, I'm having to keep checking the map because it's definitely pretty difficult to navigate this way. You know, I can't see the rest of the world. I could go into the other mode, but that's not really what I'm looking to do. Catch my drift here. Looking to keep it isometric. Jesus, my character is bugging out right now. Okay. It's really looking like a dark forest. I mean, it's not, so that's what's kind of frustrating, is that's what I'm looking for, so... What's up with these islands, man? Maybe I go a little bit this way. I shouldn't be really... I shouldn't really be entirely relying on the map, but... You know, it's the best way to figure out which way to go. I mean, there's some maps in Minecraft Dungeons that really make you have to utilize the map. So I'm going down this way, even though it might be up this way. I have a feeling. Okay. I have a feeling, guys. Let's figure this out. God, this is so weird. Like, it just looks so weird. But I kind of dig it. Okay, why is this happening? This isn't supposed to happen. Not really. But for now, we're just going by them because I know what it looks like on here. So, and this is the only one that's like constantly updated. So, I'm gonna just I don't really want to go this way. It's a taiga region. So yeah, I'm just gonna go back up the way I was thinking about going, because that's clearly the way that's gonna help me find this the easiest. Because I want to get enchanted tools. You know, I want to be able to use those diamonds, but I just need that enchanted library first. Now, there's a mod I saw in shorts the other day by this one guy who I'm not quite sure of the name of yet, but he's that guy who has like the black and blue and whatever checkered skin. He talked about a mod called enhancements or something, that was like it did enchanting differently in the game, but I thought about it, but that's not really what I'm going for. But I'm definitely, the more new mods I see, the more, excited I get about what to put together for, like, a nice mod pack combination. Because some of these mods, they seem like together they would be amazing. You know what I mean? Like, it's Minecraft, so it's only going to be so amazing. But, that doesn't matter because, to me, it's just excellent and it's fun. And I love Minecraft modding. It's honestly, it's great. Obviously, I've been trying to branch out and play different games, but it always comes back to Minecraft modding because it's just great, I like being able to decide like what the game consists of. Damn, this is such a huge landmass. Then when you just get out to the freaking ocean, it's just big pieces. It's all just big old pieces. To really get like a dense mass of land like this out here. So you get lucky enough to find another one. What I could do is I could just turn over here, try and explore more of this, but here comes another landmass. But I see what looks like lily pads out here. So we'll see. I wonder what that is, because that's some weird generation. Oh, I just went past it. Well, I've got time for that. I mean, I do, but, well, I don't really know. Oh, jeez. Dang it. Dang it. God, I hope that doesn't have a trident. Because I'm pretty sure it's on hard mode. No, it's not. It should be. So now we've gone and found ourselves another landmass. So this doesn't particularly mean I'm going to find a woodland mansion. Plains region. Sometimes it just says region. That's kind of annoying. There is a ton of mobs on this island. Oh boy. Wait, no, don't let them draw me closer. Because then those other mobs are going to come in. So, let me check where I am right now. Not where it should be. So, ow. Dang it. Seeing lots of mob activity over here. I could possibly avoid that creeper by going this way. Nope. The fight is coming to me. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. I don't know how many arrows I have, but I'll give this a shot here. Damn it. Oh boy. This is getting out of hand. Okay, hold on here. No. Oh boy. Oh, I'm dead. So frustrating. If I had the comforts mod, then I could possibly, make it a little easier, but I kind of like that I have to fight a little bit if I'm going to go on a big, long adventure. What I could do is make a bunch of arrows. I definitely have the resources. So that's a thing that I can do. I don't really like that I don't lose EXP, so I might. Because anybody who's been paying attention knows this. I like playing with keep inventory because, it's just I don't like losing my items. I cannot take it. Okay, it is very frustrating. Not like it's not like it's gonna be the end of the world, but it can be a playthrough killer. So I don't like these playthroughs. I don't like my motivation to keep going in the playthrough to be at risk. Maybe one day when I'm like super better at the game, but I'm not very good at the game right now. Okay. How many times have you guys seen me beat the Ender Dragon? Probably not many, because, well, that has a little more to do with my motivation to keep playing, but, I don't even know what this little thing is right here. Oh, it's some of these little guys. We're just going to keep it like this for now. So, I almost want to go this way because of the darker color on the map, but I don't know. I'll just go both ways. I'll see what's on the other side of this savannah and then do the same on the other side. I could reactivate the mini map. That would definitely make navigating a pinch easier. But I feel like that's, that kind of defeats the point of the waypoints, which are to be like, they're to help me navigate the lack of perspective. So I feel like it would kind of take away from, the experience, just a pinch. There's a reason why I briefly hovered over the backpack mod but didn't really go for it. And it's because I would rather find like a backported bundles mod. It's very strange to me that bundles aren't in this version. Like I thought those were like 1.20, but I guess not. Guess those are a newer thing, unless they just removed them altogether, which I had no knowledge of, which would just be really unfortunate because am I the only one who thinks bundles were a great feature to the game? Like, if you know how to use them and you know how they're useful, you know? Like, you know, like obviously they're not just for storing a stack of items, but like for storing the things that you don't have stacks of. But, if you have a lot of everything, then I guess that's kind of understandable how they were useless, but, look at my inventory. A bundle would be useful with this amount of space, So if it's not in the newer version, I just don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. Bundles are cool. I deem them to be useful from the perspective of the average player. But that's, I'm not every average player, but I am a average player. My experience with Minecraft can be summed up to just about average. Though I've been playing for a very long time, I'm still just average at the game in general. Not very good with redstone. I don't really like. Oh, great. My mouse battery died again. Like I'm not I have no idea how to make farms. That's just something I'm completely unaware of. You know, like I've never been able to make a mob farm. Like, when I used to play on servers, like I'd be like, like just like I haven't played on a server in a long time, but I used to, I used to be like, well, you have to make the farm because I don't know how to do it, you know. Because I used to, back in the day, man, I used to play a lot of survival servers because it was just that was kind of what was fun. I kind of liked factions, but I didn't really like the whole like base raiding thing. But I kind of liked the idea of like a team base. But it just it's you know servers, so I was kind of a cheater too, so that didn't really help my case much. But you know, eventually I just became happy with just playing on my own world because in that case I didn't have to worry about someone coming in and killing me and taking all my stuff. Like that just became something that I didn't really enjoy, you know. But it did add an extra level of challenge to the game. What would be cool is a Minecraft mod where it makes bots that go out and make their own bases and just like play. But I understand that's not an easy thing to do and that's very difficult. And then you have to think about like optimization where like they're kind of rendering the world around them while they do stuff. So it's probably could be very laggy. So I don't really understand, but I kind of like that in Black Ops 4 where they had bots that would just play along with you. That was pretty cool. That's something that I would definitely like. And then, every once in a while, if you cross paths with an AI player, they would try to attack you or something, you know. And then maybe, or just maybe like naturally spawning players that would just gradually like build up, you know. Oh, this is a good opportunity to make a diamond sword, but I think I'm gonna try out the katana. Oops, that's not how you make one. There we go. It only does 6 attack damage, while this does 6, so whatever, it doesn't matter. Screw it. Let's do it. Boom, baby. Got me a katana. I don't know how much better this is going to be, though. This savanna biome is absolutely enormous. It's okay, guys. I don't know why my cape is all messed up. Why is it like that? Just a little visual glitch going on there. Doesn't really work with the katana, does it? That might be a dungeon's perspective glitch. Or just a this mod glitch, I don't really know. These right here are actually useful, so I'll grab those. Doesn't look like there's going to be an easy way across there, so remember you got to do this at the shoreline because it's hard to do it like anywhere else. As you can see, it can be kind of difficult because it's difficult to even get the damn thing placed. Come on. What? Look at that. I'm literally aimed at it. Gotta do this in a way where, like, there we go. Don't know why that was so difficult that time. Doesn't make any sense. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go down. I guess I can just go wherever. Sometimes the terrain looks so weird. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like there's supposed to be something under there, but there just isn't. It's just kind of the way that it looks. Because I don't have any structure mods or anything like that. Very basic mods choice here. It's not far off from just being completely vanilla, barely a mod pack. It says I have 172 mods, but I'm pretty sure that's just, it's like glitching and taking into account the Prism Launcher mod packs that I have set up. I'm not sure. I don't know how this interacts with Prism Launcher. Personally, I would rather be doing this all on Prism Launcher. I really don't like that I have to use the actual launcher. It has a little bit more to do with like Microsoft. My opinions about Microsoft, but you know, the launcher's fine. It doesn't bother me too much. I mean, look at I'm using it now. Let's see here. Yeah, no, there's just nothing over here except for Savannah. Maybe there's a chance that on the other side we'll get what we came here for. Could just go to those two villages too, but I sincerely doubt that I'm going to get enough bookshelves there without any emeralds. So maybe I can go to the nether, but I would like to at least have like a diamond armor piece or two, maybe a full set. I want to have it figured out before I go to the nether, because then it just gets messy, you know. Feels like, you know, your player progress becomes desynced with the progress of the game. Then again, I don't know how they do iVendors. No, it's not the updated crafting recipe, so it's gonna be like really easy to just make and get it done. Which, you know, it's not like I'm trying to hold myself back because I feel like I'm gonna progress too fast, but you know, I like to really carefully organize the steps that I take to get there to make sure, you know, and to make sure that I don't progress too fast, but not, you know, in a way where like I'm still not trying at the game. You know, I like to play slow, with a sprinkle of skill, with the skills that I have. Because you could say I like to play a little heavy, but that, you know, that sounds like heavy build, but that's not even what I'm saying. It's more like, you know, things just take more time for me. I think I've had one like good like netherite base, but I was really invited to the base. This was a long time ago on this beta server. And it was, or not beta, it was like a new version of the server. So like, you know, a server that was kind of like, oh my god. Oh dude, there's no way I'm gonna be able to do this. Just need to run. Not with this. Oh my god. Discover the weakness of this weapon. Oh my god. That's how you can't use your shield with it. Okay. I need to get out of here right now. I'm literally like on the edge of death. Okay, where am I? Not safe. Let's see where we are here. That's frustrating. Except, I mean, it's good for mine shafts, but it doesn't really give me what I need, which is books, bookshelves. However, I could just try and find the stronghold and do that, but honestly, I don't really. I could. I mean, what am I gonna do? Go to the Nether without any enchanted gear? That's stupid. Well, I mean, it can be done. You know. Oh my god, I'm dead. Oh my god, dude. need to get away from that thing. It is nighttime, and I am just at risk right now. Oh boy. No time to collect that string. Okay, now this is where things get a little complicated. Okay, just gotta hurry. Get to the shoreline. Get this boat down quickly. Like quickly. There's literally a creeper on my trail. Why is this not working? This is kind of frustrating. Okay. Just look down. God, just look down. See when I am getting out here? It's not easy to place things. I need to crouch. Why does it do that? There we go. I understand that mods are usually made by just a guy, so there's definitely going to be imperfections, but it's okay, because it turned out pretty damn good anyways. Obviously Minecraft Dungeons has a whole design difference, but this definitely feels about as close as you can get. I would like to find a Minecraft Dungeons shader to go along with this that isn't like, that isn't like the bare bones texture pack where it's like kind of a one-off in a way. It's like as close as you can get. I'd like to find one that mimics it pretty well. I guess I could do that with something like enhanced default. I think it's Silger's enhanced default, but it's not perfect. It's a few steps from perfect when it comes to like kind of replicating the way Minecraft Dungeons looks. So maybe it's not. But even then, I think about the optimization. It's a pretty optimized shader, but I don't know how that would really interact with the rest of this mod pack, especially the dungeons perspective, where it kind of changes the way the game renders things. Oh, I'm dead. I'm so dead. Crap. Okay, I'm gonna have to do something different here. Gosh dang it. I was thinking. I think I should have just set up a big old sugarcane farm. It's gonna be a bit of a mess, but which wood do I have? Any more wood? Guess I need to get rid of that waypoint. Let's see. There's like no trees around here, probably because of me. So I'm going to go to a forest now, which is closest one seems to be this way. So I feel like what would really look cool with this is like it's like a bridge or something. That little gap over there kind of reminded me of that. That's a birch forest, which though birch doesn't look bad, it's not it's not the wood that I'm trying to get. Oh, man, none of that really is. crap. Whatever, we're gonna try it anyways. And if it's birchwood, it's birchwood, whatever. Definitely don't have the tree cavitator mod, which would be very useful to me. Okay, so this isn't the forest I thought it was. Oh, this is one that was really hard to get into trees. So I would get a lot of wood from that, but it's going to be a perspective challenge, but screw it. Let's go with this. I have to be careful with this axe, because it's not the best, even though it has mending on it. There's not a lot of mobs around to kill, so maybe I ought to do a little bit of this right here. Do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Shebang. Because I want to keep those mending tools. But in order for that really to be effective, I'd have to set up some kind of EXP farm so I could just go and repair my tools. But it's not that easy exactly. I also have unobtrusive rain on. I saw this Gen Z post about Gen Z terminology, and free was one of the words on there, which I found pretty funny because when I was younger, I was looking for free Minecraft on the library computers all the time. But there's no such thing as free Minecraft, pretty much. Of course, I eventually found a way, but it's just not it was a shady method that, in most circumstances, games like this just don't really, they aren't piratable in a way that feels safe or right. And that's probably for the better. At least in Mojang's perspective. Whoever's perspective. Look at that. It's a little cheesy right there. But this mod pack is a test, so I think I did it. No, I still see a piece in there. Dang it. It's right in there. Right up there, I believe. So if I go from right here. Oh my god. It's gotta be somewhere in there. Dude, if it weren't for this coaling being so ridiculous, man. Oh, dang it. It's right there. So, let's see. Okay, so not necessarily like right above me, but like a block in front of me. So go like this right here. Okay, so now I should be right under it. Should just be right above me. Yep. think that's the last piece of wood in there. Because if I don't get all of it, then the tree isn't going to completely go away, which will just be a freaking eyesore for the rest of the playthrough. So let's take a look. I could like zoom out the perspective a little bit, but I don't really want to do that. It's boring. Maybe the culling is happening incorrectly because of the way that I zoomed out the perspective. So let's see what we can do here. Let's go 1. Oh, wow. A little bit more. Let's go like 1.2. That's a little better. Gives me a little more space to see. Whoa, hey buddy. Oh right, I can't use my shield. Yeah, I'm kind of done with this sword. Or I'll have to use the shield separately. Oh man, I thought that fell down like in there. Okay. Man, definitely not gonna be able to use this. So here's what I can do also. Well, no. I want to use my newly obtained wood on a bunch of item frames. So I will just put this in here. Okay, so now that I have the wood, what was I gonna do after that? Kind of not happy with this sword because I can't use my shield with it. And I've realized that these mending tools aren't really good for anything but mining ore. So now that's got me thinking here that I will use one sword on like zombies instinctually, and then for skeletons I have this backup sword, which I suppose I could use some of my diamonds for. But then that's gonna start costing me diamonds. But don't think that's the worst thing in the world. To be real, I mean, we have a pretty generously filled cave here. It's weird that when you put this the other way, it makes a rapier. I don't know how to pronounce it. I mean, I have so much food now. This is where one of those like Minecraft food disagreeers would be like, well, you're just able to have all the food in the world. That's cheating. And to that I say, you are welcome to install the mod that how it handles that. What is it? Pam's Food Harvest? Oh. Okay, that was weird, but yeah. Go install Pam's Food Harvest. Okay? So now, yeah, I'm just gonna have to set up a big old farm. It's gonna be work. So what I'm gonna do with this lava here is like make a little thing right here in front of my base. I'll do it with black stone. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. So I'm thinking about this is like right here. And kind of like this here. It's like boom, boom, then boom. Get what I mean? Now I hope that doesn't really burn anything inside. Ugh, but I don't really like that. It's kind of boring. So what if I went like this here? Like, first of all, yeah, a little bit sus about this, but see. Okay. So let's go like, kind of like this here. Right, and then, okay, I'm gonna have to be really careful here. It's probably just gonna burn. Yep. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I don't know what that's gonna. That's kind of bulky, but fuck it. It's a place to put my lava that isn't just like a little hole in the ground. Cool. So, yeah. Now, I need to start thinking about how this new sugarcane farm is going to work. Where it's going to go. And, oh yeah, I grabbed the wood for fences. That's why I grabbed that. Because I'm going to want to fence it in a bit. The wheat farm. I could just redo all of it, but don't particularly want to do that. I kind of want this just to be the wheat farm. Put trapdoors over that water. Or stairs through it. So we're going to break all this right here. Just make a bunch of sticks. Take all the sticks that I have too. Smash open the piggy bank. Then grab some planks. What is this nonsense? What? What is F doing? Why is that making me go out of there? That, okay, F is like broken or something. Okay, that was weird, but, oh, great. Let's go in here. Nope, wrong, one there. So with this, we can make a pretty good amount of fences. I want to, honestly, I need to protect the sugarcane farm less than I do the wheat farm. That's something I understand. The wheat farm is more likely to get trampled and destroyed by mobs, so let me see how I can figure this out here. What I could do is kind of like a thing, like a big square of like, you know, like a, you know, like leading towards the middle, but this area doesn't really seem like that would really work very well over here. So it'll have to come back into one square. I'm not really seeing that happen here, except for like right here maybe. And then be like right here. This might not even be. Might have to fill this back up with dirt because I'm not even sure this is what I want yet. But take a little peek at the concept here. And then from the outside it would be that. But this area just isn't really wide enough for that. So I'm looking like for a mass sugarcane farm. I can just instantly re-up on sugarcane. I would like to be able to find the stronghold and just get books and then do it like after the nether, but we all know that's just not a very productive way to play. So I could just flatten out this area a little bit too. Kind of do what I'm planning over here. I don't want to do it to like a big extent. Just kind of want it to be simple. So should I make a diamond shovel? Hell no. We could just do it in big long strips. That wouldn't really look very fun though. It'd just kind of be practical. Because I kind of want to work with the perspective, but you know, I'm not really going for like a design per se, just like a fun looking sugarcane farm. It looks cool to some degree. Not like a, you know, I'm not a builder, okay? But I do like to mess around. Thinking. I could do it like diagonally, but that would make it really hard to farm. But that would allow for that would be pretty useful too. It's not like a completely useless design. And I think for the gaps in between, I kind of want to do trapdoors instead of stairs. Because there was one time where I tried to do like the stairs were like a little stream that was running through, but I would only do that now if I had dirt stairs or something, which, you know, I don't have any extra block mods. I don't know how those mods would react with this perspective mod. There's a lot I don't understand about computers or code. See, this looks kind of fun, but I have to make a infinite water source like right over here, so I can always go back and keep filling it up. This seems like a pretty good way to do it. I don't need it to be all the way back here. Just starting from like right here. Maybe one day I could build like a wall that runs along here. That'd be cool to look at. So yeah, guess that's what I'm gonna do. I can tell now that it's turning nighttime. Anything checker pattern also kind of looks cool from this perspective, but it's gonna look different once I put the sugar canes in there. It's less for how it looks, more for how it functions, but I do want a lot of sugar cane here, so because I want to get this enchantment thing going, you know. So I like having enchanted weapons. fun. Yeah, I plan on making a pretty big sugarcane farm, as you can see here. Whoa. Okay. Cool. Okay, that should be good. Don't want to attract any mobs near the base. Okay. Let's let that do its thing. Get myself an infinite water source going. See how much sugarcane I have. I have 22 sugarcane. So let's go ahead and go like. I mean, it can even be like a really small infinite water source. It doesn't really matter how you do it. You know, you just do one from this corner, and then, you know, but you saw over here, I did the 3 water block infinite water source with the one in the middle. Oh, that was not planned. There we go. So now we can get these all full. I can speak in a bit of a louder tone because, you know, it's not super late right now. I'm still keeping it to a minimum here. How loud I use my vocal cords. Wow, this is unfortunate. Should have placed it closer, but it's whatever. Just start setting up the sugar cane because we may not even have enough, but I'm still going to fill every hole with water, but we may not have enough to do the whole farm with sugar cane right now. Part of this experience is going to be building up the farm as it grows. I'll still be placing all the trapdoors in the water too, so I don't have to do that later. Although this isn't going to be the most efficient method here. Yeah, this is tedious, but it's whatever. It already kind of looks cool, with the, especially with the 3D sugar cane. I have a texture pack doing that. Vanilla Tweaks is what I use because they do some pretty neat stuff. It's interesting that they focus on just like not only like fixes, but just other cool little things that, you know, they're vanilla tweaks. Tweaks to vanilla. I kind of like that. It's fun. Wow, this looks interesting. Now, eventually, I'm going to want to wall this whole place off because I just would be very upset if a creeper came in here and just destroyed everything. That would be. Ooh. That would really grind my gears. some people, when they watch me, they're under the assumption that I want to be a YouTuber just like the rest of them. That I want to be a content creator just like the rest of them. And unfortunately, for some, I'm going to say that that's not what I'm going for here. You know, um, I just like to record myself playing games sometimes. You know, like it's just not really going for the whole YouTuber picture. I've never, you know, in the beginning, I kind of liked the picture of that. Now, I'm, you know, just not really sure, now that I have myself in my mind, in my life desires fully figured out. I'm just not really feeling like being a YouTuber. I'm not really feeling like being a social person like that, you know. Um, so I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm a very average guy, just a very average person. I don't really like a lot of noise in my vicinity, or just I don't like um I wouldn't like being a YouTuber. I don't know what a YouTuber goes through on a day-to-day basis, when it comes to like publicity. So, like, you know, I want to be able to be a regular person. Which I'm not trying to say like YouTubers are like, I know YouTubers are pretty regular when it comes to the way somebody can be, but that's not really what I'm talking about. You know, like, I don't know, if your face is so associated with your brand and everybody knows your face, and how can you even go out in the world, you know? That's the thought. Like, how do they just exist, you know? That I don't understand, you know? That's something I've thought about. I would not be happy with, you know, having to like just have more interactions in my day-to-day life. I already have very few, and that's kind of what I'm happy with, because I'm definitely the farthest thing you could possibly imagine from a social butterfly, like a socially, you know, like adapted person. And I just, I've spent some time asking myself, do you want that life? And my answer is no. I do not want that life. I do not want a life of fame, you know? What? Oh, I do not want a life of being, being a popular face. It's just not, does not sound fun. It sounds like work, you know? Okay, this might look pretty dope. Especially with the 3D trapdoors. Now, I know I'm not placing them all the same direction, but look, it's an oak trapdoor, okay? You can't tell. So that's what you have to think about if you are going to become a content creator, guys. You have to ask yourself, am I okay with being recognizable? Am I okay with sticking out a little bit? No. That's my answer. But if it's not yours, then take that path, explore. I personally, I just don't want it. Okay, there we go. God, this is so tedious. But it's not that hard. See, I'm doing it with ease. But it's requiring me to make a lot of wood. Which is frustrating. Might have to go back to the forest, commit a little more of deforestation. You know what I mean? But I have plenty of saplings. I could turn this whole plains biome into a forest if I wanted. Which I probably will, because that's usually what I do when I make a base in the plains biome. More trees. That's what I like. But look, you know, I'm down to have a conversation. Sometimes just about life, or, you know, just about life. Obviously, depending on, you know, my analyzation of, you know, yeah. If you look in previous live streams, like before, I had a more general understanding of the way people joke, you know? I just don't understand it enough. I don't understand people enough. You know, I'm not Mr. Talk Show, you know? I do like to talk. Some people will say, oh, well, you're giving up on your dreams. Not really. You know, I accomplished my dream to an extent. You know, I hit 1,000 subscribers, which I thought was just crazy, you know, because I'm so quiet and just not very interactive in general. So it's, if anything, it's great, but it's confusing. I don't understand, you know. What About Me says, this is a good YouTuber right here. I see, when I watch my content, I see this guy is just kind of making videos and putting them out there, you know, of him playing video games. I know it takes more to be a YouTuber than that. You know, I don't even, you know, the fuck would I put on a t-shirt? You know what I mean? Just like Wump verse, maybe if I like hired a group of artists. But then again, you know, I don't know. It would be cool to be able to like animate Wump first, like an actual series. That would be a very interesting adventure. But my skills just aren't there. You know, not there. Not there yet. You know, I've been working at it for the past few years, and if my actual like videos show anything, it's the progress that I've made and how slow it is. You know, it's how, for me, things move at iceberg speeds. You know, and that's just the way that I progress through content and my understanding of how to make it in an interesting way. But I am not dissatisfied with my progress. Let me make that clear. I feel happy when I get a big video out and I'm like, wow, that project took a bit of devotion. I feel that way with chiptunes and animated episodes. But, you know, I do it in more of like a comic style way, as if you were flipping through a comic book rather than like an actual animated episode. Which, you know, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll make a Wump first comic book. That would make a lot more sense. That's for sure. Oh, there's a creeper over there. Probably gonna have to flip into action unless that creeper is under that cave right there somewhere. I don't want nothing to do with that, especially this close to the house. But I do hear that spider. So, makes me a tad bit suspicious. You know, I'd say one thing that I wouldn't mind being a generally known thing is like my ideas for mods and stuff, you know? Like, I feel like I got some pretty good ideas when it comes to mods. So, you know, ideas that I don't really care what people do with, obviously. So, you know, I've talked about a lot of them on here. So, if anybody really, you know, and obviously, you know, do or don't, I don't really care. But, you know, if you ever, oh, why did I do that? I grabbed that wood to make trapdoors. Oh, so frustrating. Whatever. Make about maybe 14 of those and see where that gives me. You know, if you're ever like, man, you know, if you're good enough to just kind of like do an idea, feel out of steam. Talk plenty about cool ideas for mods, but you know, ideas for games, even just fun things to think about. Oh my gosh. This is going to be annoying. I'm going to have 2 left. That's just great. It's fine, because I would have had 1 left. Regardless of whether or not I made the exact amount I needed. There we go. So, for a portion of time, what I'm going to be doing with this is just regrowing it, replanting it, just to get the whole thing done. See, but now that I have enough fences, but this I'm not done yet. This needs a little more work, but I feel like I can kind of fend off one side. Oh, dang it, accidentally broke a little more there. But I like the way things are right now. You know, like I'm not a very big face, you know. But you know, every once in a while, you know, like get a little bit of viewership, and that's always fun. But I kind of like how it's low key right now. It's chill. Let's see here. Probably gonna go like this. The wheat farm is supposed to be a little basic at least. Now, grab the. I already have enough seeds on me at the moment, so I can just kind of get to planting. Well, might need a little more than 11. We'll see. Oh, and I went in there to craft a fence gate. I didn't. And no mobs are just gonna be able to jump over a trapdoor, so make one of those bad boys. Oh, this is frustrating. Okay. Also, kind of want to do the trapdoor thing here too, but I really just don't want to have more than even one extra trapdoor, because it's just gonna leave me with a bit of a feeling of dissatisfaction. But I can do that after I sleep. No, I don't even have enough. That's just great. I can still work with what I got here. One there. One there. Not there. Like there. Then one here. I guess that kind of makes sense. Until I have more wood. I need to try upgrading these chests. Don't have much copper. In fact, I think I have exactly one less copper than I need. Let's check. Let's see, so from regular to wood, you need 8 copper. So yeah, I do need to go down and get myself some more copper. So, back to the mines. Where everything is dangerous and wants to kill me all the time. Explosions and fire and death. Oh, forgot about that. Alright, now let's just look for some copper here. Speaking of copper, I've actually used the copper tools. I don't think they're useless, but definitely, like, I think they should have reworked the tool system in general if they were going to do something as that, where like they make iron more rare and make it so iron can only be mined with copper tools, because that would kind of like make copper more necessary. But I suppose the idea is that they're just kind of there if you want them, or if you want to go out of your way to like do copper progression. Sorry about that. Had a phone call from a family member that I wanted to engage with. There we are. So, you guys have been seeing what I'm doing here. Just getting everything in order here. Getting the farm all ready and stuff. Getting everything as it should be. But, I honestly think I made a pretty good amount of progress today. So, just thinking about coming back. I don't really like how close that tree is. It doesn't really seem like it matters. But yeah, we got the whole thing set up here. You know, the sugarcane farm. It's all ready. It's all nice and done almost. Just need one more sugarcane. This is gonna be a complete farm. So yeah. Cool beans. See you guys in the next video. Yeah, I know I'm leaving without fully finishing the sugarcane farm, but we've got a good bit done today. So, sweet.